But anyway, y'all did get to go to the beach. Did you enjoy yourselves?
I did.
Good. Because it's been a while since you've become free enough to do something, because you've been mothering motherhood, right?
Yeah, we went to one concert, and that was just for a couple hours, and I went right back and picked her up. This is the longest I've ever been without her.
How long have you been without her now? About 5 hours, 6 hours?
Since about 6 o'clock this morning.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna be missing Mama.
Oh yeah, she's already saying, "Mama, mama, bye."
But
bye.
you know what? That you're doing the best thing. I mean, you got to break them in eventually that Mama ain't always gonna be there for them.
She's with my sister-in-law and my mom and my grandparents and my other little girls up there with her, and then 2 or 3 other kids. So she's got plenty to keep her occupied.
Oh yeah.
She's spoiled. She's a titty baby, literally. So
Yeah.
she's always on the titty. She'll never get a bottle. So don't know what to think about that. There's a whole new world for her there, but she got to where she's eating baby foods and human, like adult foods or whatever, human food.
Yeah.
Not dog food.
Right.
But yeah, she's eating
Domesticated food.
She's eating just about anything right now.
Right. Good.
Just started. She's got both
Good.
bottom teeth, and her 2 top teeth are coming in good.
Oh yeah. Let me ask you a question. Whenever all that, I mean, think about it. We got on that boat, and we went across the river. We went down the river. We went all the way to the dam. We went back this side, and then we went in 2 or 3 different coves. We messed around on that boat for what, 3 or 4 hours?
A little while.
At least. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. It didn't really seem that long, but it was.
I mean, y'all was here this morning, right?
We got here about 8:39. We got on the boat as soon as he took it
Yeah, we
out.
got on the boat before 12 o'clock.
Yeah, it was about 11:30, 11 o'clock.
So after us being acquainted with the boat being acquainted with us, don't you kind of think that was a bit odd, even though the water had roughened up because of all the traffic, the bigger boats and stuff? Don't you think that was a bit odd for that thing just to all of a sudden?
Yeah, I think it's where we was at and how the water was coming in right there. You know what I'm saying? It was bouncing off, and the way Harley went in at it,
Yeah.
it just, it started taking a lot of water, and then Danny was standing on the front of it, pushing
Right.
it down.
Right.
And then waves coming in, and it just, too many at one time. Look to it.
That's okay. That's
Go
okay.
sit down.
That's okay. That's
Go
okay.
sit down.
That's okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Go lay down. Love you. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, Daddy'll be back in just a minute.
But what I'm saying
Went to get a
is,
boat. He'll be
what
right
I'm
back.
saying is, within those, let's say it was 3.5, 4 hours, did we even come close to experiencing anything like that? No.
Not really. There'd been a couple times that we had
There was a couple
took
times-
on a good bit of water.
Yeah, a wave would hit us, and all of a sudden you take on some water in your face.
Yeah, a little bit.
But not nothing to the degree that. See,
We
because
thought we
if
was
you'll
going under.
remember, whenever it started happening,
I really didn't think it was gonna happen again.
well,
Really
whenever it started happening, if you remember, one of the first things I said, Danny, where's that water coming from?
Yeah, you told him.
And
to
I
check
told
that
him, I
fish
said, it's
well.
probably coming from the live box. I said, you need to check it and make sure. And
Before we could even check it.
before he could even check it good, that's whenever the boat went down again on the front end. And Danny realized that we was in trouble at that point in time. And that's whenever he run to the back. And as he was running to the back not only went down, but it started flipping to the side. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it did to us. You wasn't on there when all them other people was on there that day we all went out. The last time
Yes, I was.
you was.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I wasn't. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. I don't remember. But you're right. But it had
Yeah,
done that before.
Yeah, because it went to the side.
But once more, that was another busy day, a lot of big waves. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I just had never heard of a pontoon boat. Like my son said, he said, "Dang, Dad, I always thought the pontoon boat was the safest."
I did too, but we added it up the weight, you know, and just the boys 150 pounds apiece, and then me
Well,
and
they was
Harley,
already there.
Yeah.
Me and Danny never had a bit of trouble out of it whenever the three boys was with us.
Yeah, but then you add me and Harley, that's
4.
another almost 800 something pounds.
Yeah.
So, and then you add them coolers that were full, that's at least 100 pounds or so.
Right.
So, I mean, it was just a tad.
I think the elements was just right.
Yeah.
To the point that the pontoon boat was pointed in the right direction. All them heavy waves hitting us, because like that ranger said, he said, "Man, you couldn't have chosen a worse spot to have went down right there." He said, "That's rough back in there."
Where were we? Didn't we come across the water from
right
over
here,
there?
just right across.
That's where we were.
Directly across.
That's what I thought so too.
But if you look, what it does here on this side, the water gets narrower or less deep as it comes over this way. And then if it does a real big wave, it just basically just hits the bank and keeps coming until it finally stops. Over there on that side, it's like a wall.
Yeah.
It's like a freaking wall, and whenever that water hits it, then it regurgitates itself and it comes back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we actually got caught up in some sort of a undercurrent, and I'm serious. I think we got caught up in some sort of an undercurrent to the point that whenever Danny come back to the back, he run to the back to try to counterweight it. By that time, we was out of control.
Yeah,
and we didn't realize how out of control we was until Danny come back there.
And then the rope got caught into the propeller thing. So somewhere in there, that's probably a lot of it too.
I just know this.
I don't think it happened.
I just know this, that left side of that boat had went up, and the right side was so low that I literally had water coming over on my knee, when it done already went over the rail, not just the floor but the rail. And I knew at that point in time we was in so much trouble. I really and truly thought that the boat was going to turn over, flip sideways. And of course, the first thing that I thought of, my God, I'd rather sacrifice my life than sacrifice everybody's life. Maybe I can counterweight it. Because I realized real quick what Danny was trying to do. Danny was trying to counterweight it. He realized that the boat had gotten in trouble, and he run to the back to counterweight it. And then whenever he got to the back, it was like, I guess maybe the boat was going to go down in the back anyway, and now Danny was in the back, so it just added that much more insult to misery. I ain't never had a situation like that, ever. Like I said, I've swam all my life. I've swam in Olympic pools, go to the YMCA and swim. I've never been scared of water, but that was one time that I went in that I literally thought that I wasn't going to make it.
I think we all going to make it.
Huh?
I didn't think we all were going to make it.
I really and truly didn't think we
I
were going to make
didn't think
it.
we were going to make it neither.
Because it got wild, didn't it?
It did.
Just that, I mean, it was already wild. The waves. But like I was telling her, we went all out on there. Me and you went out there, and us all together went to the other side. We went down that side. We went down the wall of the dam. We come back this side. We went in 2 or 3 coves. I mean, we'd already been on the boat for 3 or 4 hours, and the boat never did show out like that, did it? There was a couple times that the water splashed in y'all's face. Yeah, if the wave hit it just right, but we never did come close to going under, did we? Ever.
I'll tell you what happened.
I think it was an undertow because that water hits that wall and then it comes back. It hits the wall and it comes back, and I think it creates like a washing machine effect, like an undertow, and I think we got caught up in the undertow.
We did. It went down.
It went down.
I wasn't nothing. I run toward it back, trying to let water. It know down funny, and I run toward it back. Yeah. Then when I did that, the back started sinking. I run toward the front, and this thing I knew you were out.
I had to get out, Danny,
It,
because I was trying to
Yeah, I know.
counterweight it
I know.
myself, but
I know.
I had the life jacket in my hand, and I didn't know that it was going to get hung on the way down.
Yeah.
To the point that I looked up, and my God, where's the life jacket? Where's my life jacket?
They-
Well, it's hanging on the boat.
Hey, I look up and Harley was in front of that boat with the kid. I had to get in and drive it.
Do what now?
Harley just let go of the steering wheel and took off in front of the boat.
Took off in
He
front
was
of the
fixing to
boat.
Jump off
Yeah, he been jump off the boat.
with the kids.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And the
And I-
kids were behind him.
Harlan was fixing to abandon the boat?
Yeah, the same way.
And he's the captain. You're supposed to go down with the boat, man. Hey, Harley,
That's what
you're
he
supposed
said,
to go down with the boat if you're a good captain.
So I went
He's not
down.
a good captain. He didn't know what he was doing.
Hey, I going down with the boat though. I got behind the driver so he can
He's
try to
not
get.
old enough to drive a boat.
Then the boat got caught in the blade. And it died. And when it died, wasn't no way to get the water out of the boat. Then it just kept on sinking.
Hey, y'all probably think that I'm lying, but on any major vessel, the captain of the ship
Oh yeah.
has to make a vow
Oh yeah.
that if his ship's in trouble, he will be the last one to leave that boat.
You know your phone on?
Yeah, it's on.
What's it doing on?
I'm recording this.
Okay.
That's why, because it's an event that happened in my life. It happened in all of our lives, and I felt like that it deemed
Oh, it's fine. I
Being
didn't know. I
recorded.
didn't know.
because not every day you almost freaking die. Not every day you have the freaking game warden come out there on the water to basically to resuscitate you and making sure that, I mean, it was the other couple that saved my life, because if they wasn't there, I wouldn't be here right now.
And
Yeah, because we couldn't airboat. We couldn't.
What was
get it
his
back
name?
out there.
Mark Jackson or something like that? He said he was from what lake was it?
Horn Lake.
Horn Lake.
Where's Horn Lake at?
It's
Man,
out
man.
past South Haven.
Okay, they said that they was going to be moving here, that she'd been a LAP or LP nurse for Children's Hospital in La Barna, working for 35 years, and she said, I'm tired of the red tape. She said it's become political, medical has become political to the point that if you're not the right person, if you're not the right person that's got the right insurance, guess what's going to happen to you? Huh?
You go on.
Yeah, that's basically what she said. She said all they're going to do is just give you a death sentence and say, well, go home and die with,
What? Last time I had
elegancy.
Last time I had a heart attack, they gonna send me to the Davis East. Cause my insurance wouldn't pay me. And they got mad as soon as they could. I didn't care if I die or not. Then they missed it. In 2 days, they had me out there. Had a heart attack. They had me out there in 2 days. I said, I don't think I'm ready to go yet. They said, well, yeah.
You ain't gotta go home, G. You can't stay here.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Based on the insurance?
Yeah, insurance covered. It didn't cover mine.
Wow.
And the 2 days.
So what that woman told me was true then. In
Yeah.
other words,
Yeah.
being a medical professional, even though they've taken, what is that, a medical oath, hypocritical oath, that they will wait on anybody and everybody, no matter who they are, what color they are, or how rich they are, or how poor they are. They take a hypocritical oath. I know the doctors do. I don't know if the nurses do.
My ex's daughter, she's 25. Her and her new boyfriend and her two sons, which is 9 and 14. They were in Memphis on 240 in Hollywood about 2 weeks ago. About 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, something
Bad
like
accident.
that. Drive-by shooting.
What?
And he's a black guy and she's a white girl and 2 white kids. But they say it's random. Shot the car 10 times. Shot him in the head, the black guy driving. Hit him in the head, but it only penetrated his skull. It didn't go all the way through.
Wow.
They had him in the hospital. He was running such a high fever. They had a warming blanket and stuff on him. And he was still running a high fever and stuff. And they sent him home because he didn't have insurance. Still running a high fever. With a
So it
bullet
didn't
lodged
matter
in
if he
his
had
head.
infection, or it didn't matter if he was gonna bring blood clot or whatever. It didn't matter. You're
Send him home.
you're going home.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a heart attack. They kept me in 2 days. They tried to send me to Davis East.
So what that woman told me was absolutely correct. That the medical industry has become political. And that's a bunch of BS, is it not?
It is.
Huh? Hey, she was holding my hand. I swear to you. And as soon as I realized what I was dealing with, I knew that I'd come up on the right person, because she was calming me down. She said, breathe. You got to breathe. She said, calm down. We've got you. You're not going to go nowhere. Breathe. Please breathe. And like I said, I was so weak that I had to sit there on the steps for 5 minutes.
Anybody got a lighter?
No, we don't smoke. We don't smoke. You need to keep up with your stuff.
That big torch is right here.
Yeah, but it don't light itself though.
You still gotta have a lighter.
But I had to hang on to the back steps, which they was professional steps on that particular pontoon boat,
Yeah, them things are still hard to get up
for
on.
like 5 minutes
still
before I could take the first step. I was almost completely, totally freaking paralyzed.
You all right for a white boy?
I was so out of breath, and I guess the trauma of the shock and probably my blood pressure went to who knows what.
Yeah.
You know,
That
I'd used
adrenaline.
up so much adrenaline so quick in trying to save myself that I was weakened. So I had to sit there, and I said, "Y'all just give me a minute. Let me sit here and breathe." So then I took the one step, and whenever I took the one step, I didn't think I was even going to take the one step. And whenever you take one step on those pontoon boats, you're still basically halfway in the water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to sit there for another 5 minutes and wait to gain up enough strength and have enough faculties about myself to take the second step. Well, once I took the second step, then I was already basically 2/3 into the boat, and they just grabbed a hold of me, grabbed a hold of my arms and stuff, and dragged me up on the boat. But while I was sitting there, and y'all was around the corner, y'all couldn't see none of this. While I was around the corner, she thought that I was going to pass out, and she was talking to me. She kept saying, "You're going to be all right. You're going to have to breathe. You're going to be all right." And she was calming me down. And then later on, I found out that she was a professional nurse. Been doing it for 35 years in La Bonheur in the Children's Hospital down in Memphis. So if you've been doing something for 35 years, and she's fixing, well, look at the money that she's probably making.
Oh yeah.
And she's going to quit because the medical industry has become too political? What's that saying? Huh? That's saying that she's probably witnessed too many people that has died that shouldn't have died because they didn't have proper insurance. You hear what I'm saying? And that's just about as sorry and as rotten as the American people could ever even think about.
Especially in like St. Jude, they say, they won't charge nothing.
And you was going to abandon us? You're the captain of the freaking boat, and you was going to run out on us, man?
He wasn't even thinking about me. I said, "What about me? Where was I?" Like, you didn't even say, "Babe."
Hey,
Nothing.
if you'd have jumped out, you'd have been in the same trouble. I'm telling you, that current the waves was coming over. I kept breathing, and then I'd suck in air. It'd go through my lungs, water go through my lungs, and then go through I'd swallow it, and I thought literally I'm fixing to die. I'm fixing to freaking die.
I know it was rough because them waves was huge.
They was. But think about this.
swim.
Think about this, Harley. We had been out on that boat for at least 3 or 4 hours. We'd went across that lake. We didn't have a bit of trouble. We went down that lake. We didn't have a bit of trouble. We went back down beside the dam. We didn't have a bit of trouble. We come back this other side, went into a cove, enjoyed one another's company, fishing. Even though we didn't catch no fish, we were still enjoying one another's company towards being out on water, right? We come around this way, and then we took off and went to the other side. We'd done already put all them jugs out, and we still hadn't had no episode until we got to that one point. Once we got to that one point, I don't know if the wave action was just right, or if it was right there in that wall where that water was hitting that wall and ingurgitating back, kind of like a washing machine. We got caught up in that. I think it was an undercurrent right there, and I really think that
I know it was like 4 or 5 fucking waves that was
huge.
like 4 foot almost.
Huge, like if you was out on the ocean, big swells.
Yeah, them them two.
Danny, you want to sit down?
No, go ahead.
Them
I'm supposed to go by the fire. I'm freezing.
Them two that hit us
I'm supposed to have to go in a minute.
took us out, and then you got hit by the rest of them.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to put this at? It's
Just
prob-
hang on to it.
I'm fixing to leave.
Okay.
I gotta go all the way to Olive Branch and get my baby.
All right. Take that if you don't mind and put it in my
Hey,
front end of my truck for right now.
Huh?
you got cat.
Devin.
Huh?
Devin, get that
I
get that
I
blanket.
don't have it down on
And-
my
and
phone.
put it
but I don't
inside
have
my
the card
truck.
no more.
Put it on your side. Put it on the passenger
You got
side.
that low in your car, on your phone?
Uh-uh.
You ain't got that on your phone?
I ain't got an app no more, but I mean I could download the app and all that probably.
You know anybody got a cat card, your mama? Or anybody down that way?
My sister-in-law might have one, but I think she got PayPal. She won't have cash out.
Wow, what's up?
Mama need $10.
I thought y'all was going to bed. Now y'all back out here again.
They would. They decided they seen a fire go and they had.
No,
All
I'm
right.
freezing to death now.
Well, I don't blame for wanting us to be around the fire.
You got here,
This is the first night we've had a fire, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
You have to go and buy a pack of goodies or something. I got Advil in my gel type Advil in my about 10 ball in my closet.
Harley, I don't blame you, man. It wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
It was like the perfect freaking storm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it just come upon us all at once, and I tend to wonder if it wasn't a devil trying to kill us all.
Give us a sign, a warning, or something.
That's what I'm saying, like an omen or something. Because if I didn't jump out of that boat, hey, if I didn't jump out of that boat, I'm thoroughly convinced that the boat was going to flip. I never would have grabbed the life jacket if I thought that everything was going to be hunky-dory.
I talked to my mama when I got here and told her I made it, and she's like, "You be careful. You put that life jacket on before you get on the boat."
That's taught me a lesson right there. Always
We about
put
sunk
on
that bitch
your
right
life
here,
jacket.
too.
I don't care if it is right there beside of you. Like I said, I done already
It's too
jumped.
late once you need
I
it.
done already jumped, and the daggum thing caught the daggum fishing rod. And of course, I wasn't going to hang on to it.
I would have.
That would have probably been the right thing to have done. But in the meantime, this boat, it goes up and down and back and forth, and it's twirling around. And before I had time to even look, now you're freaking what, 40 foot away? At least 40 foot away.
Somehow we got turned around. I don't know where I was at when that happened, but
You two got running.
no, dude, I'm telling you, we was going down like this way, and then somehow we
We
went.
spun it around, and Danny was out trying to get that thing before it all started. And then when you gassed on it, I think it, like,
It didn't take the gas though, 'cause I had it wide open. The rope in the blade.
The rope done got tangled up in the blade.
Yeah, and it wouldn't go nowhere. It just died.
And who knows, that may have been a contributing factor towards the boat going crazy too, you know?
Probably was. Probably what happened. It got in it.
And it turned it.
Yeah.
Just about the same time that all that other action was going on.
Yeah, the rope got in it. What
Well,
happened?
man, I love y'all. Have fun.
I did too.
We
Thank
did.
y'all for inviting us.
At least nobody died. Not this time.
Maybe
Not nobody died this time. Yeah, Harley.
Love y'all boys.
Huh?
Be good.
Uh,
Listen to Daddy.
Danny, I hate to leave you, man.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hey, you
we
gotta
get
get
the
that
put
out.
out in the morning. In the
I
morning,
don't
I'm
like
gonna get
those.
up about daylight starting on all the 10.
I'm getting up too early because I'm heading to Alabama.
Huntsville. Hey, Huntsville ain't too far from here.
Alabama. I'm heading to Alabama.
It ain't too far from here.
It's probably 3-hour drive, ain't it? 2.5, 3-hour drive.
No, ain't that far. No.
Is it not?
Go back over here like going with down
Yeah.
and
Well, I'll find out. I gotta Google. I'll go.
out the way I go, like going
I'll
whip
go
down,
go.
go
Yeah, I'll
across the
go
bypass.
Well, Dennis, man, it's been real and it's been fun, man. It's been real.
that was something, wasn't it? Hey, I may have just used up my ninth life. You know it.
Yeah.
I may not have no more chances to beat death.
We'll see y'all tomorrow, maybe.
Wouldn't that be something? That may have been my very last time
No,
Of
it
it-
wasn't your last time.
of escaping death. I'm
Oh,
telling you, I'm like a
maybe
cat
the
with
last time
9
you
lives.
escaped.
I'm like a cat with 9 lives because I went through very close encounters of. I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be here talking to y'all. Not just over that event, but over multiple events. I don't want nothing.
Damn, Danny.
What? We didn't get the tent put up, did we?
Hell no, you want me to have you do it?
No, I do it early in the morning. Get a good night rest, maybe. I don't need to sleep in the truck anyway. I don't need to sleep in the truck anyway.
Hey man, I'm glad you got off the wagon, and you got off all that stuff and you got your life back in order. You hear me? I'm proud of you. You hear me?
All right.
You got a little girl now. Is what, 7, 8 months old?
Yep.
I hope you stay on the path that you're on.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's
Give,
tough though,
give,
ain't it,
give
Danny?
God, give God the glory for it, man. Don't, because I'm telling you right now, God had a hand in saving that whole situation, because the whole thing could have blowed up to the point that we would have had multiple funerals to have gone to, including mine, including probably his, because he can't swim. No 3 of these boys can't swim. Can you swim?
Yeah.
Okay, you can swim. But still, I could swim too. I thought that I was an excellent swimmer.
Yeah, it could have killed all of us, really.
It could have.
Very possible.
Well, we had a life jacket on, but it don't matter. We still could die with a life
Still
jacket on.
swallow that water.
We could both net when we jump out of the water. You know what I mean? Anything could happen. We could jump out and hit the rock, on the rock wall. Anything could happen.
If that life jacket didn't hang on that boat, I'd have had a whole lot more better chance of surviving. I wouldn't have had to have swam.
survived,
I did survive, but I come within what, a millisecond of dying too.
Yeah.
Because by the time them people come around there, I was just about ready to just to give up, just literally give up. That's the reason why I asked Danny. I said, Danny, do you think I should have just gave up, or you think I should have just fought? How come you continue to keep annoying people?
Put it down.
Set it down.
Yeah.
Set it down. It ain't bothering you. Why should you be bothering it?
Love you, Danny.
I love
Thank
y'all.
you.
All right.
All right, Danny.
I appreciate it.
Y'all have a good trip back.
Good to see you again.
You too.
Hey,
Hey, next year we'll do it again, right?
I don't know about drowning.
Maybe different circumstances.
Next year we'll do it again, right?
Something similar. Not the boat.
Too much drama. A lot of drama follows Danny. You know it? He's a drama queen. What do you think, Devin? Have a seat. What do you think?
Yeah.
It was a close call, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was almost too close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I still think that the devil had a hand in trying to kill us all, and then the devil was probably setting up in the atmosphere, laughing, watching me losing my strength because of my diabetes and my age and me being out of shape. And the devil was probably sitting there watching all of this, saying, "He's gonna die. He's gonna die. He's finally gonna die." But I kept fighting, didn't I? I fought it and I fought it and I fought it. I didn't give up the fight. And that's the main thing.
Yeah.
You don't give up the fight. Just like the Bible says, he who shall endureth unto the end shall be saved. The end of what? The end of you knowing that you have done all that you can do to remain on this planet, and now you're fixing to take your very last remaining breath. You know it?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all drive safe. Keep me informed.
Bye, Missy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Go over and go give her a hug on the neck. Go give her a hug. I just imagine she freaked out today too over all that. Anyways, we're here at Pickwick Lake here at Bruton and Branch. I just want to make a comment on the rangers, the game wardens. They was perfect in every perspective in how that they treated me, how that they treated Danny. They pulled his boat from all the way on the other side of the river back over here without charging not one penny. They actually come and checked my blood temperature, made sure that my oxygen level was right, listened to my back, and made me take big deep breaths to make sure that my lungs wasn't gurgling full of water, etc. And as far as I'm concerned, the people that work for the park rangers and the game wardens up here deserve 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. If people are ever here in this area, I recommend coming to Bruton Branch to do primitive camping because it's one of the most beautiful sights, as far as I'm concerned, on the planet. Pickwick Lake, Tennessee River. Year 2023, Memorial Day weekend, which tomorrow is Memorial Day, and I asked somebody that come up to my truck and started wanting to know what all those stickers was about, and then they asked me, well, do you think you got enough stickers? And once I explained to them what the stickers was about pertaining to our military, and that as far as I was concerned, I didn't have enough stickers on my truck, they said, you know what, we agree. We agree that you don't have enough stickers on your truck. Memorial Day's tomorrow. God bless our veterans. God bless our first responders and all of those who have sacrificed so dearly for us to maintain our free democracy of a fair liberty and free democracy that most of your communism, our third world country, look down upon, frown down upon. I just thank God that God intervened, if that was the work of the devil, towards all the elements, with the water, the wind, the heavy currents coming from the boats, with it being Sunday afternoon out there. I mean, some of these big boats that do like 70 miles an hour, and their keel is down in the water 6, 7, maybe 8 foot, they kick up a big wave, especially if they've got all that horsepower and the elements just come together. I still think that it could have been the work of the devil, but even if it was, God intervened, and I'm still here talking, and I'm still here living. I fought the fight. I fought to stay alive. It's not the first fight that I fought to stay alive. You got to be a fighter if you're going to be a survivor. But my son called me after he found out that I'd gotten in trouble and wanted to know the details. He said, Dad, be careful. For God's sakes, be careful. I heard the baby crying in the background. He told me that the mother and the baby got to come home about 8 hours before schedule, that everything went real good with the baby and the mother. I just appreciate the fact that he thought enough of me to make a call back and say, Dad, what's going on? But as many times as I've been in water, even down on the coastal areas, Florida, the undercurrents, where the undercurrent would grab you and you try to bring yourself back to the bank, and they tell you, don't fight against the undercurrent, just go with the flow. Your main concern is to stay afloat. I had done, the water was so aggressive that there was no way for me to swim normally in that choppy type water with the waves being 3 and 4 foot high. There was no way for me to try to stay afloat normally. That I had to produce that type of energy and that type of manpower just to be able to stay afloat. And because I used up so much energy so quickly, and with me being 62, diabetes, and me not being in the physical shape that I should be in, whenever my strength zapped the way that it did, and I was still struggling towards trying to stay above the water, I knew that I was in trouble. And out of all the times that I've ever been in water, that was the first time that I literally thought that it's a good possibility that I'm fixing to drown, and this is going to be the way that I'm going to die. And there was at one time I could swim like a duck. The only thing that would have saved me, because if those guys would have jumped in, they would have basically been committing suicide. The only thing that I think would have saved me at that point in time would have been a life preserver, and it would have had to have been a good one, or a 25 to a 35-year man or woman that was physically fit and was a good swimmer, like a lifeguard. It would have taken that type of action to have intervened to have saved my life. So I know for a fact that it was God and God alone that gave me enough strength that kept me afloat until that other pontoon boat come there that with that nurse. And even at that, I was still struggling. I was actually saying, help, help, help. And there was 2 or 3 of them that younger boys. I mean, we're talking about a pontoon that had 3 bows on it that probably had 8 or 10 people on it. And the 2 dudes that was on there that was young kids, they didn't jump in. They didn't jump. Actually, I think that they was kind of shell-shocked. They was amazed. I mean, they was saying, come on, come on, come on. You know, and it wasn't until they throwed a rope out. It wasn't a lifeguard rope. It wasn't a rope that was you know, with a lifeguard thing on it. They throwed a rope, and luckily I grabbed a rope, and I had enough strength to drag myself to the side of the pontoon boat, which was about halfway, and it was a big pontoon boat, so I had to gain muster up enough strength, sitting there patting, didn't know if I was going to have a massive heart attack or whatever. I finally made it to the back of the boat, wore completely out to the point of almost fainting, just giving up. Whenever I finally got to the ladder, I hung on to the ladder for 5 minutes before I could even take the first step up. Then I had to hang on for another 5 minutes and regain my wits about me and enough strength about me to do it again. They're all leaving.
Yeah. Baby.
They never baby yet.
Oh no.
What been around there before? It ain't about 100 years.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Baby. They can't get.
All them bright lights being on. How come your lights is on like that? Your headlights is on.
I'm not trying to crank it on for it a little bit. That way I take the battery off over. Put it on boat so we can get the boat loaded up.
Come on back down in that driveway.
Okay, go ahead.
Watch your chair, Brad. Watch it. We'll back up right there, okay?
Need to shut the door. Shut the truck door. Anyways, this is last day of May. His truck started. I don't know what he's talking about. This is last day of May. Coming up, I think tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe it's a couple of days. Maybe it's the 29th, something like that. I don't think it is the 31st. But anyways, this is May the 23rd. I mean May 2023. Somewhere in the vicinity of the 28th, 29th, or 30th, maybe the 31st, I don't know. Right here at Memorial Day weekend. Which in a way, you know, I said something to somebody earlier about it, Happy Memorial. Happy Memorial. What's happy about Memorial? It's actually contradictory of itself. it's actually an oxymoron. Whenever someone says, Happy Memorial. Oh, really? So we're supposed to be happy because we're memorializing something that happened bad? So in reality, whenever someone says Happy Memorial, it's actually an oxymoron. I'm gonna end this. Thank you for listening. Good luck to all of us. God bless, and God bless our troops, and good luck to all of us. Shalom.